Hello and welcome back to GED Live at PALS. In today's video, we're going to talk about what to expect on the GED writing section. We're just going to go over the test section briefly. So first, the main idea to remember is that you are an editor. Don't have to feel nervous about this. You already proofread stuff for yourself and your friends, right? So there's not much pressure. It's what you already do. But we have to keep ourselves in the mindset of the editor. What does the editor do? They read a passage and they look for errors and weaknesses, and then they correct those errors or improve the weaknesses. So what you need to know for the test. The basics are, all questions are multiple choice. That's great, right? You need to read and analyze text and graphics. So you need to practice reading all sorts of different types of text, as we'll get into later, but also graphics. What do I mean by graphics? Pie charts, line graphs, all sorts of analytical graphics. You should be able to look at them, find information, and interpret what they're telling you quickly and correctly. You should be able to read fast and comprehend. You're going to be in quite a rush. You're going to have about 48 seconds per question on this section, and you need to be able to move quickly and accurately. So spend a lot of time practicing reading quickly, not skimming, while maintaining a level of comprehension where you can analyze the text. The passages will also cover a variety of topics. You can expect nonfiction text, text related to science or the humanities, social studies, or even something about careers and jobs. You will need to master the following skills if you want to get a 44, a perfect score. It's not that hard, but it does take work. So first, you're going to need to master your standard English conventions. And what I mean by this are two separate sections. The first being grammar, and then sentence structure. Let's discuss grammar first. One of the most complicated yet easy to study elements is going to be punctuation. You should be able to use commas and semicolons really well. If you don't know what a comma splice is, well, it's time to go brush up on your grammar. You should be able to identify punctuation errors quickly and accurately. Another element of grammar that you need to master is verb tenses. You need to be able to determine if the verbs are being used in the same tense or different tenses, and maintain the tense throughout the passage. Also, another element would be subject-verb agreement. We need to master the verbs and the subjects, and if they are in agreement, meaning they are the correct forms conjugated for each other. There are other elements of grammar. I'm not going to list them all, but study your grammar thoroughly so that you can get a great score on the writing test. Sentence structure is another element that you're going to want to be really good at. So practice identifying clauses, looking at a sentence and telling yourself, is this a dependent clause or an independent clause? And identify prepositional phrases so you can cut them out and get to the other structure of the sentence. And then you're going to want to understand more stylistic ideas such as parallel construction. When listing, are all of the items listed in the same manner so that the sentence is cohesive, it flows well, and it's easy for the reader to understand. Some other essential skills. So these skills are going to be tested throughout the test when you look at each passage in the writing. Each question is not going to be asking for the same skills. So command of evidence. These questions could depend on your ability to choose answers which will strengthen an argument or add an important detail. The use of words in context. You may have to choose the best word for a sentence to enhance the meaning or to improve the tone of that sentence. Work on your ability to improve expression of ideas. And what I mean by that is, perhaps on a question you may need to be able to change how the sentence in a passage works with other sentences and have them work together to make a clear point. And analysis of subject-related content. You will have to look at topics such as science or history and critically edit them for improvement. Let's have a quick look at how the questions and passages are organized and what you're going to be seeing. So here we have a simple a paragraph from a passage about a line in traffic. You can notice that within the passage we'll have these highlighted numbers and then underlined sentences or sections of a sentence. I'll just read this real quick. You'll have to read much faster than I am. I would suggest that you are reading almost as fast as if you were skimming, but with a complete comprehension of the topic. Once you can read that fast, you are going to be able to crush it on the SAT writing section. So this tells us a subway system is expanded to provide service to a growing suburb. A bike sharing program is adopted to encourage non-motorized transportation. To alleviate rush hour traffic jams in a congested downtown area, stoplight timing is coordinated. When any one of these changes occur, it is likely the result of careful analysis conducted by transportation planners. So we know that we're supposed to be thinking about this sentence that's underlined and whether it works or not. Let's have a look at the first question. It says, which choice best maintains the sentence pattern already established in the paragraph? So we know that we're looking at the pattern, how the sentences are organized. A, no change. B, coordinating stoplight timing can help alleviate rush hour traffic jams in a congested downtown area. C, stoplight timing is coordinated to alleviate rush hour traffic jams in a congested downtown area. D, in a congested downtown area, stoplight timing is coordinated to alleviate rush hour traffic jams. We look back, we see that the two sentences prior to this have a pretty similar voice and structure. A subway system is expanded to provide. It's in a passive voice and the subject is right in the front of the sentence. A bike sharing program is adopted. Again, it's using this passive manner, and then bike sharing is right in the front. To alleviate, now we're getting not the topic, not the subject, but we're getting the effect. So we go back and look, how can we replace that to make it still maintain this passive voice, but just flow better? So we choose between which ones have a passive voice. Stoplight timing is coordinated, good, but it's got the same issue. So D doesn't seem to work. C, stoplight timing is coordinated to alleviate. This one is in a very similar structure to the first two sentences. C would be the best answer. Now we'd want to do that quite a bit faster than I did it. And if we look back at 2, right after 2 we have occur, it is. The question is going to ask us to change that in some way. We can just go right ahead and look at the sentence. When any one of these changes occur, it is likely the result of careful analysis conducted by transport planners. We're looking back to see what occur is referring to. Let's go and look at the question. Our options are no change, occur, they are, occurs, they are, or occurs, it is. Which one is going to produce the correct subject-verb agreement? Well, we go back and look, what is occur referring to? Any one of the changes. So any one is singular. It should be occurs, it is. C would be correct. Here we have another type of question that is asking us to analyze using a graphic. So we have question number 11. Again, we've got a little highlighted box and sentence underlined. And it says, which choice completes the sentence with accurate data based on the graph? A, no change. Before I read these in depth, I would read them really quickly. Warning that job 14%, slow, okay. Predicting that employment urban planners increase by 16%, indicating that 1480% of regional planning will be unfilled, okay. Looking across the information and at the title, I can see that urban regional planners percent increase. So I know I'm looking at an increased employment projected. I have 3 types: science and related workers, social science related workers, urban and regional planners, and then all occupations. And I have percentage at the bottom. I'm looking at the sentence now, projecting that 16% of new jobs in all occupations will be related to urban and regional planning. That's not true, because all jobs is 14%. I'm going to go ahead and look for urban and regional planners and something related in the answers. I have predict that employment of urban and regional planners will increase. This graph is telling us an increase, looking good. Increase 16%. So how much will it increase according to the graph? 16%. C is supported by the data. And so these are the kind of questions you are going to encounter on the test. There's going to be a lot of them. They're going to be similar, and you're going to want to move quickly. Like I said, the best thing for you to do is practice reading as fast as you can while maintaining excellent accuracy. Work on your grammar and punctuation so that you can edit quickly. Remember, you are the editor. Your job is to find mistakes, fix them, find things that don't work that well, and make them work really well. That's the end of today's video, and best of luck studying for your SAT writing section. Goodbye.